Hello everyone, hope everyone's having a great day, and today I wanted to upload a quick video going over a fix that I found for a performance boost on Call of Duty and Warzone for PC. If you play this game on PC, especially if you have what they call an older PC or graphics card or a little bit of a dated CPU, especially if you're in the 30 series range, you probably don't have the best or consistent performance on this game. Mind you, there's people with 40 series graphics cards that have performance issues on this game because this game is just that fucking unoptimized. Now, my computer or my PC specs aren't even that bad. I have 32 gigs of RAM. I have a 3070 graphics card with an i7 10700K processor, and my CPU could probably use a little bit of an upgrade, but outside of that, like, my PC isn't what you would call bad by any means. And I've been struggling to maintain a consistent FPS on Warzone. And this used to be a minor issue on OG Warzone, and with Warzone 2 and just going forward, it's just gotten worse with every sequel. I've probably also followed every viral guide on YouTube, and I kid you not, I've barely gotten any boost to my performance. I also haven't paid for any PC optimization or overclocked my PC parts, so I know that I can probably get a little bit of a boost if I paid for that. But what this video is going to be centered on is a relatively easy method and free method that I found to give me around a 20 to 30 FPS boost on Warzone, and just consistent frames and just no drops that I was experiencing before. Just for contrast, on Resurgence, I was getting like 120 frames, but it would drop here and there. That's now around like 130, 140, 160 in some areas, and even if it does drop, it doesn't fall off the map. Right? And on big map, I'm around like 120, 110 consistently now. And before, that was like 120, and it would flutter down to like 90 to 100 in some areas. So again, very annoying to deal with when you're playing the game. Now, fair warning to everyone playing Black Ops 6, if you bought the game on Steam, I would highly recommend uninstalling Warzone from your Steam install and then reinstalling Warzone through the Xbox app or Battle.net. So I don't want people to buy the game again if you've already bought it on Steam. I didn't know any better as well at the time. A lot of people didn't, but the game actually has severe performance issues on Steam compared to Battle.net and Xbox. I swear to you, it's a night and day difference. You feel like you're playing a completely different game. It feels so much smoother on Battle.net and Xbox versus Steam. I've tested both, and I can contest to that. Right? So again, what you want to do is just uninstall the Warzone piece, right, that you have installed from your Steam, and just install the Warzone piece through Battle.net or Xbox. Now, what I'm also going to go over is quickly my graphics settings that I currently am running, just so people can see what I'm working with. Full screen exclusive. I only have a 1080p monitor. I'm just going to quickly scroll through this, because if you followed anybody else's optimization guide, it's all fucking low settings. Like, there's no difference, right? You want the most frames, it's all fucking low settings. Now, I've been running NVidia DLSS. I used to run Fidelity Cast throughout Warzone 2, Warzone 3, and even for the start of this game, but I just switched over to DLSS, and I found that it works a little bit better for me. I have it on balanced. You can run it on quality or balanced. I think, like, it doesn't really make that huge of a difference. Run it on quality. If you feel like you're still having performance issues, put it on balanced, right? You can adjust this to your preference. Textures low, 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 everything just fucking low or off, right? There's no difference in anybody's settings in these videos, right? Now, the next part of this video is where you want to pay attention, right? Especially if you're not that tech savvy. If you are, you probably know what I'm talking about. Because what I ended up finding out is something so obscure, but it blew my mind. And I did not know this, that if you update your motherboard's BIOS drivers, you can actually get a performance boost on your game. Now, it may not apply to every game, but for it, you do get a performance boost across the board for the most part, right? And I did this, and it worked for me. Now, what you first want to do is you want to go to your start menu. You want to type in SYS, and you want to go to your system information. When you have your system information, what you want to pull from here is who your motherboard's manufacturer is, what the baseboard product number is, and what version of the BIOS you are on. Now, for context, I was previously on version 1.2.02. So as you can see, I've already updated mine. So this has already been updated to the latest one. Once you have your motherboard information, because everybody is probably not going to be the same as mine, what you want to do is go to Google and you want to type in your motherboard's product number, and you want to find your product's support page specifically for your product number. In my case, I have the product support page for my Prime Z490p motherboard, right? Very important. You want to find yours specifically. Now, also, as you can see, so yeah, where you want to go is usually there should be like a support tab, and you'll find drivers and tools for your product page specifically. You want to go to BIOS and firmware for your motherboard, right? And as you can see, since I was running this version of my BIOS, there's actually been some very important updates since then, right? I was running a much more dated version of my BIOS, right? And there's actually been some very important updates. The most important one, I would say, being this, is ReSize Bar compatibility for NVIDIA RTX 30 series graphic card. Especially if you're suffering on this game with a 30 series graphic card and you have not updated your BIOS, this is very, very, very important. Now, what you want to do is download your latest BIOS driver, right? It's going to download a zip file. And you want to take this .cap file and you want to extract it directly to a USB, right? What you want to do is put it directly in the main drive or the root directory of your USB. Now, what I'm also going to be doing is for the next part is I'm going to be linking a guide video that I followed for the BIOS update. I would recommend pausing this video here if you have been following this step by step and going over to the guide video that I'm going to link in the bio, because it's very important that you follow it step by step. I would go over it, but I don't have a capture card for my PC, so I can't show you my BIOS screens. So highly recommend going to that video and following it step by step, because my friend is going to guide you. He's going to give you some very important steps on what to do when you're updating your BIOS. So you don't want to just jump into it right away. Now, once you've updated your BIOS, everything's good to go. The next part I'm going to be speaking to is a little bit more for NVIDIA graphics cards. But if you have an AMD graphics card, what you want to Google is something called how to activate your smart access memory, or SAM for short. Remember how I was talking about if you have a 30 series graphics card, this was one of the most important updates on the BIOS. So now, what you want to do is once your new BIOS driver is installed, you want to restart your computer again. You want to go back into your BIOS settings, and in your BIOS settings, in the advanced settings options, for me it was in the top right corner of my BIOS settings. I'm sorry, I can't screenshot it, but there's going to be an option called ReSize Bar. Turn it on or turn it off. What you want to do is turn it on. You can Google it. What I Googled, what I found out when I Googled is it does give you a performance boost when you have this setting turned on. So I would recommend turning this on, especially if you have a RTX 30 series graphics card, which was the case for me. Now, this may not work for everybody, especially if you have a older graphics card. What I was able to find out is BIOS driver updates work well, especially if it was in the case for me where I got my PC 5 years ago and I haven't done an update since then, and there's actually been some important updates that have come out to support my hardware. If you have some, I would say some 10 series graphic cards or somewhere in those range of PC specs that you're running, this may not work for you. Again, I'm sorry, I don't really know what to say to that at that point. Now, once you have your ReSize Bar compatibility, or in the case of AMD graphic card, your SAM or your smart access memory turned on, save the settings, restart your computer again, and that should be good to go. Now, an extra step that you can take, and this is just something that I've done, and I'm going to do a little bit more performance testing on it just to make sure that this is in fact like benefiting me. or giving me a performance boost is if you have your NVIDIA 30 series graphics card or just an NVIDIA card that supports this app, is you want to go to your NVIDIA app, your NVIDIA GeForce Experience. You want to go to your system settings. You want to go over to performance, right? And for automatic tuning, you want to turn this on. Now, before you turn this on, very important that you turn everything else in the background off. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. No browsers, no Word files, no WinRAR, like nothing. Anything you have even open in your system tray, if you can exit it, turn it off. You don't need it, because this is going to be scanning your PC to make sure, based off of your PC specs, should it overclock your parts, right? Now, again, I don't know if this has also helped me a little bit in achieving this performance boost that I'm now getting on Call of Duty, but I'm going to do a little bit more testing just to confirm this. But all these steps that I followed from A to Z so far that you've seen in this video has helped me achieve a performance boost across the board on all the maps that I've played so far. So that's it for this video. Please leave a like and a comment if you guys enjoyed, and please let me know if you guys do end up following these steps, if it ends up working for you and you do end up getting a performance boost. And until next time, guys, peace.